Hey folks, Daily Landsblog here, and I wanted to talk to you about my weekend last weekend, not the Tyson Williams wedding. I think you probably heard enough about that, but I do have to say that it was one of the really amazing experiences of my life, and a chance to celebrate what happens when you share. And I shared, and Tyson was watching, and now he's sharing, and now he's making a difference in people's lives. And it's really like a game of tag. I tagged him, and now he's tagging other people. That would be, for me, one of the real bright spots of what SickNotWeak has meant. But by far and away, the most difficult thing that I've experienced since talking about mental illness has been the death of my buddy, Wade Belak. Wade died almost exactly 5 years ago. It was 5 years ago on August the 31st. And I'm struck when I say that it's 5 years ago. Really, it's only 5 years ago. Man, it seems like so much has gone on in between. And then I think about it and think, really, it was all of that 5 years ago. That it was just 5 years ago when Wade passed away. It's tough for everybody that knew him. And I always preface what I say when it comes to Wade by saying he was not my best friend. This isn't poor me. I lost my best friend. Wade was a dear friend. He was a good friend. He was a buddy. He was important in my life and important in the life of my families. But he wasn't my best friend. But still, he was someone that I shared a common link with. We talked about mental illness. We talked about depression. We talked about medication. We talked about all those things. And we talked about some of that just 2 weeks before he died. So it's haunted me a lot. Really, just being sad. A little bit of guilt, not much. I know that I probably couldn't have done anything. I just kind of feel bad that he was even in Toronto, that he didn't reach out to me. But that's the nature of the illness. Last Sunday, I was in Saskatoon. I was there essentially for Tyson Williams' wedding, and that meant that I got a chance to see two of my favorite people in the world. I want to show you a picture. Case, can you get a shot of this? I don't know. Is it? You get a decent shot of that?
Yep.
That is me, and that is Lorraine Belak on the right. Right? Case? Am I right with that? I'm dyslexic, and I'm on one side, so I'm all screwed up here. That's Lorraine and Barry. You'll have to figure out which one is which. Lorraine and Barry Belak. They live in Battleford, Saskatchewan, about an hour north of Saskatoon. Ironically, just across the river, the Saskatchewan River, from Tyson Williams. Amazing that these two people that were so important in my life, these two families, live virtually within 5 minutes of one another. But being there gave me the chance to sit down with Lorraine and Barry. And I have to say, I came away, first of all, having smiled my face off. I met them almost exactly a year ago in Saskatoon, and we didn't smile as much. That time it was kind of half sad, half really sad, and half enjoying what Wade meant in people's lives, and sharing moments and sharing times that we reflected back and said, hey, do you remember that? And they were telling me stories about Wade, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about him. But this year, instead of being kind of 50-50, it was more like 80% good and 20% sad. And that, to me, is wonderful, that I was able to see them, and to see that even though they'll be haunted by this forever, even though this pain will never go away, that they're able to combine that pain still with some wonderful memories of their son. And I took kind of my lead from that and thought, okay, well, you know what, we owe it to him to feel what he brought to us, to feel the joy that he brought to us. So last weekend I guess I can put this down now, don't you think, Case? Mm-hmm. Last weekend at the Broadway Diner in Saskatoon, which is kind of our place, I got to sit down with two of my favorite people in the world, Lorraine and Barry Belak. And guys, you should know that you gave all of us this wonderful gift named Wade, and he made everybody's life better if he was in it. He was one of those guys that just made you smile. And now when I think back to him, I'm not thinking of that horrible day on August the 31st. I'm thinking of a time when he sat at our kitchen table and he ate pancake after pancake. I'm thinking of when we went to Duff's for wings and he ordered death wings because he thought he could handle them. And he was crying and he needed a glass of milk to kill it. I'm thinking about when he played goal in our ball hockey team during the summer, my son's team. And he actually took a nap before the game. I'm thinking about all the guys that challenged him to fight. Hey, Belak, you want to go? And he just looked at him like, why would I want to go? Because deep down he was just a big-hearted soul that gave us so much. He didn't have enough time, and we didn't have enough with him. But 5 years later, I can think about just how awesome he was. SickNotWeak.com. 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. Man, I wish Wade was here because he would make this thing better.